Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Ravenport. And if for whatever reason, if I called this Ravencraft yesterday in my first episode, my apologies. I'm not really sure why I might have said that. I think I vaguely remember when I was editing the video, I think I might have heard me say something about Ravencraft, and my apologies. This is Ravenport, not Ravencraft, and I'm not real, like, again, I'm not sure where I got that from. So anyway, we are in our same game day that we were in previous, and we are going to do a little bit of work here on the farm ourselves. Just kind of enjoying Farm Sim 19 and some of the farming aspects that we have here. Of course, we may hire a worker, let Billy Bob do some of the work here momentarily, but just kind of get used to things here with the new game, and hope everyone is enjoying their time with Farm Sim 19, and of course already missing that that fertilizer mod, the one that I sort of showed on Green River. Gosh, I'm just a little bit forgetful. I think I've had a really rough day today. Today in the real world is Monday, the 26th of November, and of course today was my first day back at work after the being off for the week of Easter. Okay, I got to get this under control. Easter, I meant Thanksgiving. Really and truthfully, folks, I am just, I'm tired. For whatever reason, I sort of woke up this morning early. I woke up about 4 o'clock. Normally, I don't get up until about 4:30, 4:45, something like that. But got up early and had my coffee and everything, and then got to the office. I was at the office probably by 5:15 this morning. And of course, one of the things that I enjoy doing is I'm kind of breaking out of the role play here for just a moment, but I'll make up for it. Is I enjoy the first couple of hours in the office, kind of like no man's land. I like getting there before a lot of the other folks come in, and I just enjoy having the peace and quiet for my own self, and just kind of enjoy easing into my workday, kind of getting caught up with emails or whatever the case might be. And of course, I work for a global company, so therefore I've got responsibilities that are at a global scale. So I have emails that are coming in from, all over the world, and get an opportunity to respond to those, and kind of get an opportunity just to kind of ease into my workday before all the madness of everyone else coming into the office, and all the wants and asks and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys completely understand what I'm talking about. So anyway, it has been, like I said, it has been kind of a long day, and I am, I suppose, just kind of, well, I'm confused, I suppose. Anyway, so yeah, we're back in the same game day that we were in earlier. I know I've already said that, but I just want to go ahead and get that out there. We are going to do some things. I met with Uncle Cletus just about 30 minutes ago, and shared with him a plan to basically get started in the horse raising horse raising market, whatever you want to call it. Perhaps a little sooner rather than later. And of course, what we need for horses is we need straw, we need water, and we need oats. I believe those are the main ingredients as far as getting our operation going. And of course, we need somebody that is a little bit skilled on the subject of horses. Now, Uncle Cletus certainly is not. Now, he is a cattle guy. He can raise cows, he can raise pigs, chickens, sheep, all those kind of things, but not really a horse guy. But I found, heard of a guy that is looking for a job, and he will basically come in and help us get our horses trained and everything. And of course, if you are playing Farm Sim 19 for yourself, and if you're messing about with horses, then you know that they're quite lucrative. They certainly can be, especially once you get your horse corral built, which I think the smallest one is about $50,000. But once you get that built, I'm not sure what the horses are per head, but oh, I think maybe about 5,000. I think 5,000 a head to start off with. Well, this guy that again that I heard from is willing to train the horses, and he is willing to train those horses $300 per day per head, and he comes highly recommended. And I think that at the end, after it's all said and done, I think you got to keep the horses 10 days or so, 10 game days or so. I think it's still going to net us about $40,000, maybe $36,000 a piece in profit. And well, that is certainly nothing. That is certainly nothing to sneeze at all. So we're going to drop our front weight, and we're going to back up here and grab a hold of our front forks here and get those connected up to our smaller John Deere, so that we can maybe try to redeem ourselves after that very poor pallet handling that we did yesterday, and go ahead and scoop up to these seed bags here. Now these are oats. We're gonna seed a field in oats, I think, for this episode. If I can get it connected there. Let's see how that works. That's probably close enough for government work, as I often say. Again, I wanted to welcome anyone that might be new to FarmSim 19. I welcome you to, let's see, am I gonna have to get in the tractor and I unload? I think that's going to actually unload the. Oh, it took it. It's just a little slow. I just need to remember to give a bit of patience for things. Anyway, just wanted to say and welcome anyone who happens to be new to FarmSim 19 or FarmSim altogether. If you're new to my channel, thank you so very much for stopping by, and I hope that you'll hang out with us and basically become a part of the Grizzly Bear Sims family. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I would certainly appreciate it. But also, just as importantly, I hope that you'll also head over to the Simulation Gaming Network Discord server. Hang out over there with us. Those folks are, the founders are myself, Eustace Pharmer, and Duckzorly Gaming. And we'd really love to have you over there and experience all the fun that is FarmSim, regardless of whether you're playing FarmSim 15, 17, 19, or maybe even older versions than that, and hang out with us, and we'll all get through this together. You know, there's so much of a learning curve with all of us, really, because even though I have just essentially had access to FarmSim 19, I was on vacation for a week. FarmSim 19 has been out officially 1 week today. For folks that are in the US, you all got to download your copies on Monday of last week, Monday evening of last week. So here we are. It has been 1 week, and of course I've had access to it for just a few hours, but I'm loving it. I've got to say that I do like what I see visually. I like what I see visually. Let's see, did they change the combination? Nope, it's Y still. And of course, I'm just as confused as you all are over these crop icons. But I'm going to tell you something, and I don't know if I mentioned this in any of my FarmSim 17 videos, but if you're as confused as I am about these crop icon symbols, because hey, you know, it would have only taken just a little bit of extra development time for them to actually put some words down there that say oats or wheat or barley or whatever the case is. I put together a cheat sheet of the crop icons. So many weeks ago, probably over a month ago or more, Giants put out one of their Fact Sheet Friday type communications, and they mentioned on that, in that communication, they showed all of the crop types, and they gave sort of the wording and everything underneath it. Well, I essentially grabbed those in a screen grab and I threw those into a Word document and created a PDF, which I am willing to share with each and every one of you all, my friends, free of charge, of course. If you go to grizzlybearsims.com, again, that's grizzlybearsims.com, that is my website. If you go there, and I hope you will, and click on information, it's basically a WordPress blog site, but at the top, if you click on information, that is going to take you to a menu, and you can click on the mods and add-on directory. Now once you do that, you will see, let me just pull up here and we'll stop right there. I tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and go across here. We're going to plant 2 fields and oats. Since we're essentially planting for horses, I think this makes sense. We'll plant 2 fields and oats, and we'll plant some wheat so that we can get some straw off of that, and we'll just kind of see how things go from there. But anyway, if you go to my website, grizzlybearsims.com, if you click on the information tab and then go to the add-ons and mod directory, that's going to take you to my add-ons and mod spreadsheet. It's basically a Google document spreadsheet, and from that spreadsheet, if you click at the bottom, click on FarmSim 19 or FS19, you'll basically see all the mods that are available for FarmSim 19, and at the top of that spreadsheet you will see also a link for that PDF that I'm talking about, and you can download that, print that off. That's what I've done, and just keep it handy with my computer, and we're not going to worry about that GeForce game update, so you can go away. But you can print that off. That's what I did, and that will come in handy, and keep that close to you. Keep that close to your gaming PC, so that when you're trying to figure out what these crop icons are, until you can commit them to memory. And of course, I'm sure that within a few days or a few weeks of you using them, using the crop icons and everything, you'll figure it out, and you'll be smarter than me. But anyway, you'll have access to that, so go ahead and rush over there and get that. And again, consider it compliments of me. Really didn't do anything other than just grab the screenshots and throw them into a PDF. But hey, if it helps you all, then more power to you. Once some bigger maps, I think, come out, I do enjoy small maps from time to time. I certainly do, but I think I'm really itching to do some big scale farming, almost some go big or go home type stuff, and with 19, just simply to sort of experience cotton. I'm gonna try to avoid doing cotton until we can do a bigger map, perhaps. I really want to kind of do cotton the way that I see it done down in West Texas. I talked about that, I think, a little bit last episode, about the harvests and everything that were going on when we were driving to Texas and back. And of course, this was right before we're driving down, right before Thanksgiving, coming back after Thanksgiving, and they're still out there harvesting cotton. And as a matter of fact, on the side of the roads, there was actually snow on the side of the road, and they're still out there harvesting cotton. So I don't really know. I guess cotton is a pretty sturdy, hardy plant and everything, and I guess that they can certainly wait until later in the season to get that harvested. But looked like, as we were driving along and looking at the fields, and of course I'm talking about fields in the Panhandle and in West Texas, so this would be like around Amarillo, down toward or up towards Dalhart, and then across over to Wichita Falls area. Looks like the corn was in most of the cornfields that I could see from the side of the highway. It looked like those were in. Those are kind of the big crops, is basically corn and cotton in this area. Lots of cattle feedlots in this part of Texas as well, so I'm sure they're getting the cotton in, or not the cotton, but the corn in for silage purposes, perhaps. But it was still interesting to see them combine the cotton, and they were doing it both during the daytime and also in the evening as we were driving down through the Panhandle coming back. They were still harvesting that. So Anyway, so if Uncle Cletus will help us out with a little bit of funds, perhaps, I think I've got a couple of buyers on some of these old barns that I talked about in the first episode. So we're going to sell those and hopefully convert that into more cash. We're at $38,000 in the bank right now. But remember, we have no loans. We owe nothing. So everything that we have is paid for. So I would gladly stick my neck out there. I think as long as Uncle Cleet is in agreement of that, I think I'm willing to stick my neck out on the line and get a bank loan to help cover the cost of either getting the horse corral installed, and even maybe go so far as to helping to fund the first few horses to get them in, and then of course we'll hire that expert to help train them. And certainly, you know, it is a cost associated with that. I think he quoted me $300 per horse, but the way I see it, that is just cost of doing business. Yes, we could do that ourselves, but I'm not a horse guy, and neither is Uncle Cleet, and actually, to be honest, neither is Billy Bob. And so I think we're gonna take that guy up on his offer. And of course, what I'm talking about here is, of course, a mod. There is a mod that has been released by LS Mod Company, and you'll find a link to that mod by going to my mod spreadsheet, which I just spoke about a few minutes ago. If you go out there, look at under the utilities section. I think I've named it utilities and scripts or something like that, or it might just be called utilities. But if you go out there and take a look at that, it will be listed there, and it will take you to the LS Mod Company website. You will need to register on their website to be able to download it. But the great thing is it's a clean website. It's a clean download. You're not going to have to worry about those shady mod hosting sites that often fill your screen full of pop-ups and all sorts of questionable type of content. And I will just say that if you are new to my channel, I really should have probably mentioned this in my first episode, because I do expect that maybe I might get some new viewers just off of the first episode, obviously, since it was my first episode on Farm Sim 19. But I do run a family-friendly channel, a rated G channel. I take great pride in that. I've through the years, and this is, as I said in the first episode, this is my third edition of Farming Simulator that I've hosted on my channel. I started with Farm Sim 15, and well, here we are with Farm Sim 19, and just having a ball playing this new version. But I started off, I made the decision that, you know, I don't necessarily talk like a sailor in the real world, but I wasn't going to do it in the video world either. And so I've had a lot of folks, and I'm just going to grab a screenshot here for us, but I've had a lot of folks compliment on the fact that they don't have to worry about putting their children, their grandchildren, or nieces or nephews or whatever down in front of YouTube and leaving them in my care for a half hour, for an hour, or whatever, because they know that I'm not going to turn into a potty mouth, and I'm not going to talk about things that don't really have a place in a young person's mind like that. And so, of course, myself, Duckzorly Gaming, Eustace Pharmer, we're all more or less the same. And really, most of the folks that I call my YouTube friends, and there's a number of them, Farmer Klein, Doughboy, folks like that, we all take great pride in running family-friendly, clean content channels like this. And so welcome you to check out their channels just as you check out mine, and just rest assured that everything is going to be nice and family-friendly and clean and all that good kind of stuff. All right. Well, we have two fields that are been sowed in oats, and I suppose that what we can do next is we can consider putting in a bit of wheat over here in this other field, and possibly over there as well. Now, of course, one other piece of equipment that we will need to buy, and of course we'll do that out of our entire horse budget, I would say, is that we will need to get a baler. We don't have one. Uncle Clet didn't really raise animals. He used to raise cows a long time ago, and pretty much just decided that he wanted to scale down on things. So basically what he did was he just raised crops for selling in the local community and everything, and enjoyed doing that. So let me get over here and figure out which is the icon for wheat. I think we will do wheat. Wheat's just a good crop to do, and we'll get this field here done. And what I might do, that'll probably take about probably less than 10 minutes. So we'll do this field in wheat, and then we'll call it an episode and let you all get on with the things that you need to do, because I appreciate the time that you give to me, and I certainly don't want to take any more than necessary. So we'll just go ahead and put ourselves a couple of headlands here, and then go ahead and drop the cedar down and come back and finish this up, and then we'll do our up and downs on this field. So yeah, most of these outbuildings, I think the red barn here, I can't remember if I mentioned this in my first episode or not, but my grandfather, which would have been a brother to my Uncle Cletus, if both of them were still alive. My grandfather was born in 1895, so it's an interesting story, and I may have mentioned this before. My grandfather was born in 1895. He fought in World War I. Now this is my father's father. This is my dad's dad, okay? In comparison, my mom's father, my other grandfather, was born in the 1920s, and he fought in World War II. So big generation gap. Now my dad is only 75. He turned 75 just a few days ago. My mom, I believe, is 71 or 72. I'd have to think about that and do the math on that. But yeah, so obviously my dad came along quite late in my granddad's life. My granddad passed away in 1960. I believe in 68. I was about 18 months old or so, I believe, when he passed away. So I do not remember him. I have no memories of him. I do have a photo that I'm very proud of, which is a photo of my grandfather holding me as I was a baby. But anyway, so my grandfather was a brother to Uncle Cletus that I'm sort of role playing here with this, and of course a farmer and everything. But on my granddad's farm, my granddad had a red barn that he built himself, and I remember it as a child very much. It's still standing today, by the way. I haven't seen it for probably about 5 or 6 years. My grandmother on my mom's side passed away. She was my last living grandparent, and she passed away about 5 years ago. And when I went back to East Texas for the funeral, passed by the farm there where my other set of grandparents lived, and the red barn was still standing. And so quite a few of the buildings and everything that he had built are actually still standing as well. He was a master carpenter, excellent farmer, and just a good round old guy, nice guy, hard worker, and of course, like I said, a veteran. He fought in World War I. He went to Europe, I believe in, well, I'm not sure. Well, let's see. This is 2018, so it's the 100th anniversary of the end of World War I. I believe he went in 2000 or in 1916 or 1917. He was in his 20s, I think, barely 20s, and he fought in Belgium and in France. So I'm pretty sure he was in pretty much the thick of it, and I don't think he talked about it very much. My dad doesn't have very many memories of conversations and everything about that. But my other grandfather, who fought in World War II, he also came home, and he didn't talk about the stuff that he encountered as well. I think that was just something that They just either didn't want to do or couldn't do or whatever. But anyway, so he had a red barn on his property, and we're going to keep this red barn, I think, sort of just so that I can see that and kind of reflect back on those memories. And of course, they're all good memories of the few years that I grew up on the old home place, the farm, before we kind of moved into town. So anyway, I think this is going to bring us up to about 25 or 26 minutes. I realized that really all we did was we talked, and we planted some oats, and we planted some wheat, and I think we've had a good time, and I've certainly had a good time. Now, I think I will go ahead and off camera, go ahead and plant this other field in, I would say we're going to do this also in maybe in wheat. I'll take a look and see if it makes sense to do that. And I think I'll just go ahead and shut the tractor off for right now. No need in burning fuel for nothing. And we'll figure out what we're going to plant back here. I think that one of the things that Uncle Clet wanted to do at one point in time was he wanted to take these trees out, and he wanted to extend this field a little bit further up this hill. And I think it's kind of ideal. I think we could actually bring it up to maybe right here or so, maybe even another foot or two that way, I don't know, come across, and that would certainly, we own this land, we might as well take advantage of it. And of course, I don't think we're going to do anything right now where we're going to need hay, so we're not going to lose out in anything in this grass, but I think that we could benefit ourselves by extending this. But I think what we'll do is we'll wait until after we at least get the harvest in off this field before we take that in. And most likely what we're going to do is we're going to hire this done. You know, there's a outfit in town that'll come in and do a turnkey type operation. We may watch them do it. We can certainly do that. We can certainly bring you all in the loop and let you watch them take the trees and stuff out. And then, you know, they'll pretty much do it. The price that they charge is reasonable because what they do is they get to keep the timber, and they'll sell it for wood chips or firewood or whatever, and then charge us a nominal fee for taking these trees out. And then we can perhaps, between myself and Billy Bob, we can figure out getting this area here plowed up and create a field there, and then just extend this field into something a little bit larger. But yeah, so a guy's going to come in tomorrow and take out about two of these sheds. He's going to take out this white one here and take out one of these over here, maybe both of those. And so that'll bring us in a little bit of money, and then I don't know where we're going to put the horse paddock, but we'll figure out where we're going to put that, where it's not in the way of things. And just basically keep on having fun here on Farm Sim 19. So until I'm going to try to get some sleep tonight, so I know which holiday is which, because I almost said Easter again just a few minutes ago, and it's just after Thanksgiving, and we've got our Christmas tree up, so we're already into the Christmas season here in my household, and I hope that you are getting festive as well wherever you might be as well. So anyway, thank you all so very much for watching, folks. You all are wonderful friends of mine who watch my channel, and if you would, please subscribe if you're not. Leave a like if you want to. Leave a dislike if you don't like it as well. If you do leave a dislike, maybe leave me a comment, or maybe send me a post or something and let me know what you don't like about it. Or, you know, if you really just don't like me or just don't like the channel, then, you know, find another channel to watch. That's okay. No hard feelings on my part. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. We'll come back together possibly in the next game day and start maybe thinking about horses. So take good care of yourselves and also of each other. God bless you all. Good night. Bye-bye.